Rabbi Sackey's shir. Okay. What?
I'm more in a hurry to learn than I'm not in a hurry to eat. Much more.
Okay, me too. I'm in the same boat.
All the shir.
Good. Well, let's go back to us. So what do we want to focus on? So I want to focus on the Chemda Shloimo's point. Okay? The Chemda Shloimo comes in and he deals with who do we worry? Worry about him or about her? The simplicity of the Mishnah says Basula gets married on Yom Revi. Doesn't say Noisim Basula Berevi. So we have a contradiction in the language of the Mishnah. This is the Chemda Shloimo. The Mishnah starts by saying Basula gets married, a virgin gets married on Wednesday. Doesn't say a man shall marry a virgin on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Doesn't say that.
Right.
Which means who's the problem? Is the problem is the girl? The problem is the man. What is that called? To protect the man or to protect the woman? The way the Mishnah starts by saying Besula Nisem Levi simply talks about the girl. The girl gets married on Wednesday. Besula gets married. Besula Nisem Levi. That's what seems to be from the Mishnah. Okay? But then in the end of the Mishnah says, the reason why you get married on Wednesday, because twice a week you have courts, Monday and Thursday. And if he had a claim of virginity, you will get it probably morning to court. So it seems to be, want to protect him. What's the difference if it's him or her? There's two major differences. One is monetary differences. Number two is Gabriel. For a second. Which day you in Monday shir, right? You were here yesterday with me? Well, I said you have to live in half an hour. Short. You can slide more in. Okay. So starting by saying in the Mishnah, who's the protection for? The Takona getting married Wednesday, who's the protection for? The girl or the man? There's two major differences we have to know in our mind. One is monetary differences. For example, if let's say a person got engaged and they give him 12 months to prepare. They give the girl 12 months to prepare for the marriage, for makeups, for clothing, etc., right? And then the 12 months ends because they don't know when exactly the 12 months will end because they don't know, they don't control the Rosh Chodesh. Rosh Chodesh controls by the Bedin, right? Sanhedrin. When there's a leap month, not a leap month, and 12 months comes and falls on Thursday and Friday. What's the law? Takon of the Mishnah. Gabriel, what's the law?
Falls on Thursday.
Correct. Thursday or Friday. Let's say it falls on Thursday. You have time to prepare 3 days for a meal?
So that's on Wednesday.
Not Wednesday. The 12 months falls on Thursday or on Friday. 3 days of preparation you have.
Yeah, wait.
No problem. The only problem of court, right? So the reason why he cannot get married on Thursday or on Friday, because he wants to be next to a court day, that he should still be hot. You want to make sure he goes to court, right? Now, the takon is for who? For him or for her? If it's for him, okay, she says, I'm ready. She says, I'm ready.
If you can really be here on Thursday, then you should do it on Sunday, because we have 3 days.
What?
If you really can prepare on Thursday, you can do it on Sunday because you have 3 days. So
but also he can be on Thursday.
again, you have
The Thursday, Friday, Shabbos. No. You have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to prepare. You have 5 days to prepare. Yeah. Now the 12 months falls on Thursday or on Friday. She has enough days to prepare. There's no Shabbos in between. There's no Shabbos. No, the wedding, not the feet. The wedding to prepare, there's two problems on the table. They prepare for the wedding. Number two is, if he has, and we want him to be warm and go to court, right? You want to know now, there's no problem with preparation, because it's Thursday and Friday. There's enough 3 days to prepare. There's a problem of what? Of now the next court day, So now we're declaring our first declaration today. This is our subject today, is what is the goal of the takone of getting married Wednesday? Is for the sake of the man or the sake of the girl or both? So in the language of the Mishnah starts by saying, it doesn't say a man should marry a virgin on Wednesday. It says a virgin gets married on Wednesday. It's a fact, maybe for both or for her. But in the end of the Mishnah says, we want him to be married next to a court day. And if he has a claim of virginity, he will go to court. It seems to be to protect him. So it depends if the protection is him or her. It's a big difference. So now 12 months are up. Shoktus for her. I know, but going after the Braise. After the Braise, do we have Shoktus? The Mishnah also. I'm not talking about the Mishnah knowing and not knowing. I'm talking about now. Now we want to know Rabbi Yosef Khan. Now that the 12 months are up by Thursday or Friday. So there will be a difference in understanding. The goal of the Wednesday was to protect him or protect her or both. Oh, very good, Reb Yoshua. Talk about now, not if it's for her sake. 1 second. If it's for her sake, so she really is the one that says, I cannot marry. And he says, I don't have to give you food. Because it's your problem. Talk about the Mezoimus. If the Wednesday protection of claim of Basulim is for her, that she will not do an Isa, will not be with him in Isa. So then he said, I'll have to give you food. It's your thing. But if it's to protect him, they want him not to come down and live with a woman by Isa. So it's his thing. So he has to pay her. Or both, he has to pay her too. Oh. So now let's talk about her. So like he said, when they both live together, if she committed adultery, she's also part of the Isa. She's Tameya. Right? But what's the worry? If the worry is about her too, her only, him or both? One second. We're now thinking out of the box. Okay? What does it mean out of the box? I'll explain to you. There is a svara to say that even though she committed adultery after the engagement, she doesn't have a problem. Only he has a problem. Why? No matter what he's done, because she could be kalkoila, or she's under him. There's two svaras here. Kalkoila, I'll explain this concept soon. Or the other svara is that she is under him. She's his field, which means if a woman, 1 second, relax. First, I want to explain the ideas, then you can contradict or challenge. What are you asking? What are you asking? Yes. Now, if a woman comes to a man, a married man or engaged woman, it's the same thing. The woman comes to him and says, I'm sorry, I have to reveal to you the truth. I committed adultery. She's believed or not believed?
Yeah, she's not believed herself.
She's not believed. even for herself. It's brought in Aloha because we assume Shema Einer Masnabach, maybe she put an eye on another man, and she does not believe to break the marriage, even for herself. So all the points is that she can live with her husband, but she knows she can live adultery. Her husband doesn't believe her. So then, can he live with her? That's really the question. I mean, can we force her to live with him? She says this, I know I committed adultery. I'm now Tuma, and I'm a Hefza of Tuma. I cannot be with you. He says, I'm sorry. I don't believe you. And you now are committed to me, right? By engagement, to have beer, to have a cohabitation. Why are you laughing? It's very serious. Yeah. So now, I know too. I had to in yeshiva too. I had right here in this room. A guy came and his wife came and says, you know, I committed adultery. She said. So I told the husband, what do you say? He says, I came to ask the rabbi, what should I do? So you believe it or don't believe it? I don't believe her. He says, we don't believe her. She has a boyfriend and she wants to break away from the marriage. You know, no such thing. You have to divorce. If you want to divorce, it's your hand. If you don't believe her, it's finished. That's what I'm saying. So really, that's really the depths of the question here. When the Mishnah says Basula gets married on Wednesday, why? Because maybe the husband have a claim of Basulim. What are we worried? Worry about him living with a woman, or we worry about her? There's a big difference. Why? Because by him, sometimes it's fake. So the Allah is allowed to be with her on his side. If it's only his fake, he's allowed to be with her. But she knows the reality, right? She's the object. She's the one that maybe did, maybe not. Can she allowed to be with him? No. So we want to protect her. But if you don't believe her, we force her to be with him. So what can she do? Two things. We tell her we don't believe you, and you really acquired, or you really bind to your husband, or make yourself kakoil. What does kakoil mean? The Gemara says later on that Al Hester, the queen, she was married to Mordechai. How she lived with a goy, married woman? How she lived with a goy? The Gemara says she became kakoil. She was like the ground. She wasn't participating in the act of the cohabitation. So then she's not part of these.
No,
No, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the future bias. I want to protect her. No, she committed adultery. So now she's a chetz of Esau. Now, how could she live with her husband? Yeah. For the husband, she's always going to eat kakoila. Yes, like the ground. Kakoila. Look in page 4b.
Yeah.
She had to say no.
Sorry. That's Gimel Amud Beis.
I heard it wasn't her.
Some people, there's a couple of things in there. But one of the things is kakoila. What?
And you have to be, she's saying no the whole time. Yes.
Toisa says here, Nir lo yishoel the kakoilom. Mashani kakoilom oiso. Then Toisa in the middle of the page here. He quotes the Gemara in Vomes or Sanhedrin.
The Hutais are no good because they're going to always think yes.
Yes.
Not going to think no.
Okay, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about she's really. So I'm saying two svarot. When a woman says, when a woman comes to her husband, when a woman comes to her husband and says, listen, I commit adultery, and I don't believe her, but she knows the truth. So how do we relate to her? She asks me about Rabbi, why should I do? My husband doesn't believe, the court doesn't believe me, but I know the truth. I'm allowed to be with my husband. So we tell her two svaros. You need to be with your husband. We force you to be with your husband because you are bind to him. Right? When you get married, you are bound to be with your husband. He's bound to you and you bind to her. So it's not an act of yours. Or no, but she knows she committed adultery. So the other way to solve it is she's going to have to be kalkoila. Just be there. Take me and use me what you want, but I cannot participate. Not reject. She's not to reject because she's buying to him.
But Jewish women aren't used like that.
I know,
They don't want to be used.
but I know, but forget about one to not one. What she needs to do, since she's not believed that she committed adultery, so now and she's bind as a marriage. She says to the husband, "Okay, you don't believe me, so I have two options: or I'm gonna have to be with you anyhow, and I'm allowed to be with you, or be kakoya." Obviously, in the long run, her husband's gonna divorce her. They throw her out. But if she's not believed,
You can't force me to eat pig.
you can't force any bid. But she's married.
Yeah. You said that obligation. Come in.
Bring me a Shufanot Ebenezer Kuftas Vox. Let's talk about it. So this,
Well, where it says,
Yes.
the Jewish women aren't. They should,
100%.
so she has to reject until it's totally.
Who divorces her?
Yeah.
Okay, it's one
I
svara.
also- I heard a different interpretation on Esther.
Yes.
This, like a ground.
Kuftas for 1 second. I want to show you the Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch says, if a woman comes to her husband and she says, I committed adultery, what do you do?
Does their value go down from a virgin to a widow?
1 second. There's no witnesses that she committed adultery. And she says she claims I committed adultery. We don't worry for her words to prohibit her husband. The Shema Einea Nosla, maybe she put her eyes on another man. But if the ksuba, so she loses the ksuba, ikra of the sefes, uma sheino bein ma shechrisa. 1 second. So you don't believe her, you don't worry for that. So now that you don't worry for that, he's allowed to be with her. 1 second. I'm reading the Pischat Shuv. I'm a Nachlas Tzvi. He wrote an investigation. So now we forced the husband to divorce. Okay, you don't believe her. But how can he be with a woman that she says she committed adultery? So do you force him to divorce? Elodim Rotzto. But if the woman wants to sit with her husband.
And it doesn't have to have happened, and they can get married. And she can stop here. So what do you say?
a moment. Okay. The bottom line is, he doesn't have to believe her. So what's a simplicity? He doesn't have to believe her. He doesn't even worry. And we don't worry. The base doesn't worry for her words to prohibit her. So there's no Shabya Nafshi here. Because when you have Shabya Nafshi, you put a prohibition on yourself when you own your situation. But here you're bound to him. And we worry that you're lying because you want to just leave the husband. You have another boyfriend. So therefore, what's going on? She continued to live with him. What?
But she can't get with him, so she can't.
That's what we're asking here. Here, when the husband comes and says Pesach Patuach, okay, and it's doubled out, he's allowed to be with her. He's allowed to be with her, but can't with she. But so what do we do? So that's the point. You want to protect him, or want to protect her? That's my question. He's allowed to protect him. He's allowed to be with her. Fake Seika says, "Oh, great." But a normal one is double that, right? So you don't have to protect me. You want to protect her or me. That's the point. Who do you want to protect? Her or me? Why? He's allowed. Yes, the law. Fake. I'm allowed to be with her or not. That's not true, but really doesn't know. He's an outsider. He doesn't know what she did. So he's allowed to be with her or not. So, one. What do you do? And I was a big enough community here. What? No, it's not, I'm not talking about a coin. It's not sake. But if it's a normal woman, it's sake. So I want to know Pshat and Rashi. This really, I want to reread Rashi today. Something new. Let's read Rashi again. Rashi says, B'sheni v'chamishi, Monday and Thursday. Achat mesar takon shetiken Ezra, one of the 10 fixing Ezra fixed, that he will be a base in Monday and Thursday. Before Shakula and Baba Kama, they say the whole 10 takons. Therefore, the rabbis fixed that the virgin will get married on Wednesday. If he had a claim of virginity, Yashkim Lebezin will get up early morning to court. Boy Castle, when his anger is still on him. But it will be some time to pause. Yeshloch is just to worry. Shema spice, maybe he will appease himself. The Titkaya Baito in his anger will cool off. The Kaimena will be established the marriage back with her. The Shemohim, maybe she committed adultery. Then there's Solomon, and she's prohibited on him. So I want to protect him or her. That's what I want to know. He didn't hear it. Now she said, I want him to be warm up, to go to court and claim the Sulim, and I don't want him to run away not to claim, because if you will claim, so basically will clarify. What do you want me to clarify? Because maybe she committed adultery and she's prohibited on him. So it's protection of her and him. When she committed adultery, she becomes a tummy. She cannot be with no one, not with the person that cohabited her, and not with her husband. She's a prohibited woman. So I want to protect her and him. He's allowed. No woman. Sake here. Yes.
The protection is just for like.
Yeah, but we don't want to add more every day for the last 70 years of marriage, every day to accumulate these soil. So now we're asking you to be 2 questions on the table. Question number 1 is, you want to protect her? If Kamina will be, or want to protect him? What's or both? If I would say it's only her, because mitzadim is fake sveika, it's a big daf Kamina. If the 12 months will come up on Thursday and Friday, He says, listen, I don't want to listen to the Takon of Chacham. I want to get married Thursday and Friday. I say, hey, no. We want you to go to court to protect who, he says. Like, it's her thing. It's her thing. Okay. I don't want to pay any food money. Turns out, but it's her thing, nothing with me. I'm okay. It's her problem. Yeah. So the prohibition is her. Him, then if Camille will be free. So now there's a whole big difference. We should read Rashi here. Very good. What's the simplicity? What she's saying can be two options, and the simplicity can be two options: or she's silent, or she denies. But it's definitely not admit, because she admits as finito the Torah, you don't need all this, right? If he suspects and she admits, he believes her, it's done deal. Talk about now, she's all silent. She says, I want to bring my lawyers. I have my rights of being silent, right? I don't answer. Shotekes, or she denies. But therefore, if she denies or silent, we don't care what she say. We want to know what's the truth. If the truth is what? If she really committed adultery, I want to protect her. Not all our life being with Yisrael, which is a chetz of Yisrael. Capish? Yosef. Yes. So what else? When I'm twisting now Rashi, until now we read Rashi, want to protect him. We had a problem. 1 second. Last week we spoke about some Sefer and others and the Beis Yaakov. We want to protect him. Question is, why to protect him? Sveik is permitted, so we have to throw a new spice. That even you have double down, there's a chiyuv to mevar. When you have the ability to clarify, you have an obligation to clarify. Now we come with a whole new idea. We're erasing all that. So forget about when you have double doubt, still, even though it's permitted, but you have an option to clarify. No. It's not our problem here. It's about her. Because we're taking Ham Yisrael on her, right? Well, Yisrael on her. Today we don't get married. I was once in a wedding, and I went with my wife for a weekend, a birthday or something. I went to Austria, Vienna. I walk in Erev Shabbos, I walk around town, and I meet Rabbi Overmeister. He's the chief rabbi of, or assistant chief rabbi, now he's the chief rabbi of Vienna. He learned the Diaspora Yeshiva many years ago. I don't know if you remember him. It was exactly when you came. Anyhow, so he is the chief rabbi there. He says, oh, Shalom Aleichem, Rabbi Goldstein, how you doing? I said, Shalom Aleichem, what are you doing? He says, I need you. I said, what do you need me? I have a wedding. And I want you to participate with 10 Jews. We're going to have a meal right after the Mincha Ma'ariv, and have the meal of the wedding. Who was the wedding? The wedding was two people who were half mute. They could speak a little bit, speaking. Two Jews, religious Jews, man and woman that are half mute, and they got married. Okay, but they got married. They got married Erev Shabbos because they were very poor, and the community supported it. So they did it on Friday. So it'll be a Friday meal. Shabbos meal. They don't have to spend extra money. Yes, on Friday. Yeah. Because the morning first save money. Then you have to. Okay. Anyhow, that's it. And not only that, it's brought on the Ramah that if you have people that play goyim, that play violin, all that, you'll have to hire them on Erev Shabbos, and they make music on Shabbos, because telling a goy do something for you for tzorich mitzvah you're allowed. So they used to have music from goyim on Shabbos night on the wedding. If you do that today, so you're a fool. Yeah, they throw stones on you, right? That's what the Ramah said. That's what he did. Those days. That's what he did. Okay, time is an essence. You have 1 minute. 1 minute. So now, what? Because she knows the truth. If she knows the truth, she's not allowed. We live with the based on Mekaba. Based on Mekaba, but since she knows the truth, and there's such a possibility, we want to protect the whole Jewish women, being with many times. Yes. Hazen doesn't listen to her, doesn't believe her. We don't believe. Yes. Not true. I said she's saw in the other case when a woman says I commit adultery and the husband doesn't believe her, she's allowed to be with her husband. But if we don't believe her, throw her out. Even though she's a shagah nafshe, but she said you don't own, it's not she's not your nafshe, it's not yours to put an Esau, it's your husband. It's you're buying to your husband. Get out. Yes. No, to interfere between you and Shammai. Interfere. You and Shammai, yes, I love you and Shammai. As I explained, two svaras. One is she doesn't own the act. She's buying to her husband. She's not putting it on herself. It's not yourself. It's not yours. This action is not yours to put her on it. Not yours. Yours is not yours. Doesn't matter. It's not yours. Or she'll be kakoyom. The simplicity is not yours. You don't believe in it. You throw out. You have to be with your husband. It's between you, her in heaven, and between court. Court doesn't listen to her in heaven. She knows the truth. She's believing. It's not true. It said that the act doesn't belong to what? You have to learn more deeply. What does it mean? But that's what comes out. Allah. What? Yes. No, she didn't admit. If she admitted, it would be finished. It's not. I brought that case to show you that here she denies. Here she denies, or she's silent, or denied. Since the doctor and he says, and she says nothing, or she says, true, or she's silent. She doesn't admit. The question is, who do you want to protect? Want to protect him? Yes. If it's only come from her. That's not the case. It didn't come from her. It come from him. Yes. If it just comes up, you don't listen to her. Oh, yeah. No, it doesn't apply. If she would admit to her husband that she did, it'd be finished. And here she's denying or silent. Okay? Yes. Raisin looks at her as a liar. Mistakes fake. So that's why I'm reading Rashi differently. Instead of saying it's faker, he needs to play to protect himself, not to be with a woman, maybe with a woman all his life. So when we don't care about faker, when it's a one-time deal, when it's all his life, or later on he can find out it's wrong. He's mevayish. So those things we clarify, but not because of him, because of her. No, by him going to court, a voice will come out, maybe witnesses will come. It's going to be who. Right? So yet we tell him, go to base and clarify. Okay, so there's two svaras why we wanted to clarify. Well, until now we said two svaras why you need to clarify. Why? Or because it's all his life. No, it's one fake, we don't clarify. But here, every day will be another action of cohabitation. So it'll be all his life being with a woman that always fake, and you have the ability to clarify, you need to clarify. That's one svara. The other svara we gave, Ksav Sofer brings two svaras. Let's see it inside. Let's see it inside the two svaras. What are we eating today? Look in the Ksav Sofer and page. You have the papers, Rabbi Yosef. Get yourself the paper. The paper is at page 9. Page 9. Page 9. Umeforish Rashi. It's in the middle of the page on the first paragraph. I'm shoot Ksaf Soifer. Meforish Rashi. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 8 lines from the end of the first paragraph. Rashi. Meforish Rashi b'ksubas nire. Umipirush Rashi b'snire. Hear that? People don't have the papers. Okay, let's have a concept here. Umipirush Rashi b'ksubas nire. Even if it's doubled out, you have an obligation to clarify. Why? ¿Por qué? Why? Nearly looks to me. The Gam Rashi Modeh, even Rashi admits, Lema shekatavti. Even Rashi admits what I wrote. That by sveik he didn't matter why. He's saying two svarim. Even Rashi admits by sveik he knew you don't need to clarify. You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it. One second. Say, Elo, one second. Elo, the Sham Ichmiru, Mishum, two svares, number possibly. Mishum, the Surah, the Teisha, Bisura Loilam, because this prohibition, it's the sveik is a prohibition forever. All the life will be multiple prohibition. That's one svara. Right? Mishum, you have the Hebrew? Mishum, the Isura Sheteshev, she will sit be Isura Loilam. Isur always, all his life. The most costly Sham Toises Sham Besoifer, like Toises wrote in the end. What Toises wrote there? The Mishum Chichmiu Avagav Dezulo Ishriach. The rabbi said, even though the whole concept of adultery is not common, a girl that has a boy, she got engaged. After engaging, it's very minority. It's against Seicha that she commit adultery, right? It's not common. Still, we worry about that because it's the whole life issue. If it is happen, it's a whole life we worry. So the same story says, even though it's a sveik Seicha, but why we require him to clarify? Normal sveik Seicha, you don't need to clarify, even as a prohibition. But since it's a constant prohibition, it's every day in his lifetime, he's going to live with his wife, cohabiting with her, will be constant nisel. That's why the rabbis worry. That's maybe will come 80. That's the second svara, right? We just slow him out another svara, he says. Yes, and he says it'll be shame. Or just slow him out another svara. The behemoth sveik zugoruahu. Second svara is that this sveik is a bad sveik. Normal sveik is a kind of a majority. Because I say, if she committed adultery before the engagement, she's permitted. And even after, baby was by force. So only after by free will. That makes a majority of sides. Right? 75%. In this case, it's not 75%. Because if you look what's common to be, what makes sense happen? She committed adultery by free will or by rape and force or by before. What are the svaras? He says, it's a gerua. Toises and Ksubas page 9 says, majority of women, the roiv rotzon, majority of women do it free will. Very few get raped. There is very few, right? So majority is free will. Mikol mokoim, however, Toises says, leis sveik lemetzar v'im the roiv gerua. No, that's not. We don't care. That's nothing. Right? That's oilers, right? Still, Mikol mokom the sveikim etzarfim that a double down we add the roiv gerua. It's a bad. It's a bad roiv. So this sveik is not really 75% to permit. It could be even 50-50. Free will or rape or before. Rape is 25% and after engagement, and before can be even 50%. Okay. So as far as percent is not 75%. Okay, free will is more likely what happened here. So therefore, it's a double doubt. There's not a strong double doubt. So therefore, we worry. That's why the rabbis worry to clarify. It's weaker. So he's saying two svaras. Why did this fake? We obligate to clarify. All of course, is multiple. There's all the life. Or and maybe the Chemda Shleimus is a svara Who said the svara? That maybe witnesses will come, Rabbi Zeri will be big shame. Let's say years from now, we'll be clarify and after the marriage, have kids, we clarify the story, what happened. Or Mamzeri. Or maybe you don't know the child's rule. Or Mamzeri, the future kids. At least one of them maybe. We don't know. What? It's better not to clarify, it's true. Leave it like that. So the bottom line is that those svaras that we say we want to clarify until now we talked about him. Now we're changing. Right. But simplicity you read is that since it's Veik, he has an obligation to clarify. Is beticha, not a ticha, protect them forever. It's not a Veik strong. It's a weak Veik. And we say all the slows are true. But the problem is not on him. We want to protect her. Because maybe she committed adultery and she knows the truth. She's not allowed to be with him. Right? So then we want to protect her. And more than that, I could say more than that. If I would say I want to protect him, he has rules. Fake is permitted. So instead of putting the weight on him, that we have fake is the bad fake. It's a constant fake and maybe constant easy. Come on to that. To say she knows the truth, and we don't want her to be involved with something. If the basis she's permitted or not, she's permitted. I don't believe her. She anyhow denies. She's permitted, and I'll force her to be with him. I'll call her whatever it is. But if the truth is she committed a prohibition, so then we want to protect her. But she will not be with her husband all life. It's her. Same small, but not her. But yes. Levarer. The word clarifies levarer. What is it?
Say it's better not to clarify.
Sometimes, which she's not the wife. Let's say the wife says, "I commit adultery," and you don't believe her. So you don't clarify. You don't go crazy to clarify. The law is you don't believe it. It means
husband to take the wife doesn't say go to bed. It says the husband says, I believe you.
I believe you. Yes. So sometimes it's better not to clarify because we have children. You have this problem. You destroy the whole family. It's better to keep quiet. Don't get involved. Don't extend with it. There's a lot of svogas, and I've been through those problems many times. Unfortunately, you guys don't know, but as a rabbi, a lot of problems in the world. A lot of problems. Because of the Western world. A lot of problems. That's why you have to get married to a religious girl. Save yourself so many problems. Real core problems. The core. Not problems, love. She said a bad word to me. That's a joke. You buckle up and straighten up and be a man and talk. Ask forgiveness and okay. Grow up. But real problems. Real problems. Person went overseas. It's a whole story. I had a story like this. And I divorced and I have a whole fight of that child, if it's his child or not. He wants to take a DNA test and she doesn't. A whole fight. And marriage gets break. And the husband is broken to pieces. Or he feels like he has a knife in his stomach. What? So it's a tremendous pain. He didn't even believe how much pain it is. The stomach turns on. Real problem. Those are the problems. To prevent that, get married to a religious girl. Trust. There's always could be problems, but start with a good girl that she can trust her, that she has a strong base. You can rely. What do we say in Eshes Chayil? What does those words mean? The heart of the husband trusts her. Just relax. You know your wife, you know this, you can trust her. Not words, the heart. Something in the heart. You know 100% I can trust you. Religious girls, you have that. Average girl doesn't know this all. No, you know that nothing happened. You trust your wife. Everything okay, she protect herself. Not what I'm saying, I'm talking about in general, I'm talking about now you guys, before you get married, what type of girls should search for? Only religious girl that you can trust. Those girls in town, you want to pick up, it's not the right girls. What? Never, but when you see town is full of people. And sometimes yeshiva boys too. Not as we do.
I only go out every 6 months.
You gotta make sure to warn them. Biggest movies in America. It's the biggest hit in the 90s or 80s, I don't know, or 90s, whatever it is. No, there was a movie very famous all over the world. I think one of the most famous movies ever, being done ever, was called Beautiful Woman. That was a big movie. What was the movie? That somebody went to the gutter, who knows what, he picked up a woman, she was a good woman. Everybody wants to see that movie. Why? That's a dream of a fantasy of going. They pick up the girls from the streets, and what they found, they were full of problems. No, she's good. I don't remember if that's the name or some name, whatever it is. But that was the idea. It's a very famous movie. Most, I think it was all around the world, not in America, but all around the world. Right? 90s, what a very famous. And why everybody wanted to see it, because they wanted a fantasy. What are they doing all day long? They go to town and look for girls. Oh, maybe I'll be like this. Not reality. It's a fantasy. Oh, okay.
Maybe go walk down the street.
Okay, whatever it is. Whatever it is, we're not here to talk about the movie. We have to talk about the concept. The concept, because they had to, somebody was very smart to figure out the dreams of the grave. Yeah, but it's a dream, it's not reality. And that is, those women in the streets are not good. They are trustworthy there. Anyhow, let's go back to us. Oh, whatever it is. Too long of it. Well, more than 30 years ago, that was reality. But that was it.
She said, I committed adultery.
Yes. No. I don't believe her. I don't believe her. Finish.
Was it that the story that he married a girl?
I don't know the story.
I think they got married and the guy wanted to pay him $1 million for living in his home. Is that the same movie? I didn't.
I don't know. Honestly.
I can finish it.
Answer by now. I mean, I wanted something very important. I used to teach my students that you're not allowed to watch movies because they're not right. Not Sanwa. They're not Sanwa. I'm saying even if it is Sanwa, movie is Sanwa, still you're not allowed to watch movies. Only if you know how to pull out and decide what's wrong and what's right. Hey, whatever it is, I don't know what's the movie. Well, that's the point. Musa has to be Musa asked to know, because the problem with movies affects your without even intention, affects your thinking. Because you start thinking like going, this permitted, that permitted, this, you have to curse, you have to this, you have to look on the face of a Rasha. The Ritva says if you look clear on the face of a Rasha, your prayer not being accepted 40 days. Right? Look on Tzaddikim, imagine a movie of Tzaddikim. Oh, that's what you have to. But the concept is, I tell boys that do watch movies, okay? So don't watch Isu. But even if there's not an Isu, if you don't know how to think straight and doesn't affect you, such a thinking thing, you're not allowed. And that's even worse. Because controlling your ideas is worse. It's not a one-time Isu scene. It's controlling your ideas and you become a whole, they change your mind. You know, and that's what movies do. They influence people, liberalism, everything is allowed. People that becoming, and that's how America changed the whole world. To be westernized, to think like Western. That's wrong. Don't say not to. It's affect you. Here, like a movie like this, everything, we're a dream, it's real. Not real. It's fantasy. It's not allowed to become a religious girl, good girl. You can rely on. Anyhow, let's continue. So now we want to see the Chemda Shloim. Let's see the Chemda Shloim. Chemda Shloim on page 10. Page 10, you have? I'm not. I'm saying without me talking, I will always read, I want to protect the husband. Since it's Isul Oilam, since it's a bad Sveika, He has an obligation to toreach, to clarify. It'll be shame. It'll be children. So it's all him. Be her. Him and her. Mainly her. But she has a real problem. What? Because for him, it's rules of Sveikas. He has to follow rules of Sveikas. But for her, it's not rules. For it's true reality. And she knows what really happened. Okay. Let's see the Chem. I'm reading page 10. Notice we were Matil Nises. Ikshu, they asked. And the nafkamina is if the 12 months fall in on Thursday and Friday, and it's only I'm not getting married because of takona of besulim. What is the takona? If it's her, I don't have to pay her. If it's him and or both, I need to pay her. That's enough kamina. Okay. Who says enough kamina? Is the marshal later on, but it's not this moment. What? Yeah, what's this boat? What's it like? Yes. Yes. Right. Right. So why I'm on Thursday? No, I'm on Thursday is a blessing. Blessings. Days of blessing the Torah. Pirish, blessings. No, both. There's no blessing of fish like have children like fish. It's a blessing of him. He needs to have children, not her. Almona gets married on Wednesday. It's not a takona. It's only her. It's proper because she will get a special blessing of the Torah. Also, 3 days. 3 days. Oh, okay, right. But spending days on both, you say. So since Almona is on both, so also Besul is on both. Oh, okay. But here is a takon, is not takon. No raya muchach. Okay. Good point. Good point, Rebbe Shlomo Zalman. Very good point. Good. So let's read the Chemda Shloim. His point is the Mishnah puts together Almona and Besula. And definitely by Almona is the benefit of both. Because we want the husband to be with his wife minimum 3 days. When he gets married on Thursday, it will be Thursday's weekend. Thursday, Friday, Shabbos. So after that, for 3 days, he goes away. So it's good to Almona want to get married on weekend, as he has a weekend, stop working, focus on her weekend. So that's the reason. It's one of the reasons. So that's both. Have a weekend is enjoyment of both. So here, Besuda both. There's no right. It's a good point. So now, let's read, before I read the Chemda Shloimo, this is not my diuk, because the Chemda Shloimo is diuk, but look in Tosfos. In the fourth Tosfos in the page, Tosfos says, Imami, the last line, 3 lines down from the big lines. 3 lines down from the big lines. The Gemara, Tosfos asks, why are you worried maybe she committed adultery? Adultery is not common. So he answers, Inami, if you another answer, Ocho, here. You know why the rabbi is worried for adultery? She will not sit with him a prohibition. Kol yamav, all his days. What? She will not sit with him Isu, or he will not sit with her Isu. Again, what's the word we don't she will not know. Should they were if he was loose, I got those here. So Tosh talks about her. Tosh says, why we fix by one suffix? That Tosh the Shita. By one suffix, that's the reason of this of the Torah. Why the fixing the snooze is not Shia? He says, no, because we don't want her to sit with him all her life. He talks about her. Okay? It's not my point. It's not my point. Rashi is 2 suffix. There's 1 suffix. And even Rashi could be 1 suffix. Good. It's a kind of it's even more. So what does he say? Who's the worry? We don't want her to sit with him in prohibition for her life, and we want him to be with her all his life. So no, could be on one side. Then he's talking about one something. Payment is a separate question. That's what the Rabbeinu Tam could be. Or Rashi going to second shot. Now she second shot. Rabbeinu Tam says that Takon is one suffix, and on Rashi there's two answers. And the last answer is on one suffix. And on that basis is why we worry for snus, but adultery is not common. She answers, since it's all alive for adultery, we don't want her to sit with him in prohibition. So it's about her. The subject is about her. Toises and Gittin says the same question, and the answer is different. We don't want him to be with her. Toises and her. She doesn't get punished. But she knows the truth. Up to Shamayim put her on the grill and Gehenna. But she knew the truth. You can't use the rules of fake triggers to yourself. You know yourself what's the truth. Him, he doesn't know as an outsider. He has to use the rules of Sveka. But she cannot use those rules. We don't listen to her because she's blind to him, but she knows the truth. So all those rules don't do with her. And it's yes or no. 50-50 or whatever it is. If she can, we have to protect her. That she will not see with him all right. Capish? Says her. That's not true. Always says her. He doesn't know, right? No, sometimes no. Sometimes it's also him. If it would be a coin, for example, if he's a coin, so one down, so we want to protect him because according to him is one he's protected. But if the normal case double down, it's not to protect him. So we say no, it's him. It's all alive. So he has obligation to clarify. We say no, it's her. She will sit with them all right, and she knows the truth. What? Yeah. What? Good. But let's see now the Chemda Shloim. That's all you say. All you say that goes to the second tenet of Toises, the continuation. Yes. Yes. Straight. If it's one side, it's to protect him. If it's two fakes, it's to protect her. Okay. Toises here says to protect him. So let's see now the Chemda Shloim. Toises the Buramatchim Nises Ikshu. It's on page 10. Page 10. Page 10. You have that with the Zev. Zev, you have papers? You also paper, we get one. Doesn't have. So Mazami, you have? Okay. Good. Everyone has. Page 10. Page 10. Toises Buramatchim Nises. Ikshu deyes. Lama lo iktoni. Why does it mention Noisim es Abesulo? We should marry the Besula. Why he says Abesula starts with a hey, the famous virgin. That's like Abesula says Besula Nises Levi. Besula gets married on Wednesday. Why does it say Abesula? Like it says Aisha, Ayavama. Always there's a hey before. Why here when we talk about Besula, it says Betula, not Habesula. That's what it says Kaf. So he brings down Vashita. Lama lo iktoini noisim es Habesula. Yes, why doesn't it say Elamai? You can write the Mishnah different. You can, instead of saying Besula, virgin gets married Wednesday, you can say we marry Besulas on Wednesday. Noisim es Habesula Rabbi. This week, Parsha, we have Basula too. Yes, we have Basula. Shita mekubetzes, the shita mekubetzes echzika kusha even strength the question. Even since the atamu mishumikura daito, since the reason of the takona is that he might cool off, the ave mishum lesodi day is in order to protect him. Lesod means for the sake of him. So since the goal is to protect him, Avalelemisa should be written, Nosimis Abesulu, all men marry a Besula. Men marry Besula on Wednesday. Let's talk about the men. Who's the subject matter? The man, the takona of getting married young of is him or her. If it's him, just say, men marry Nosimis Abesulu on Wednesday. Not women, Besulas, virgins get married. It's the subject, not the virgin, it's the man marrying a virgin. Right? So the Shidduch Kubetza says, since the goal is that he shouldn't fall off, and he go to court, and that time it's Besula means him, she should have said, men marry virgins on Wednesday. On Wednesday, why talk about the men? Not subject matter to be the men, not her, not the woman, not this bitch. According to my poor knowledge, Yeshloima, he wants to answer. Al Pima Shakos Rutesas Begiti. Toisas Gitin, page 18 says, really, or worry of committing adultery is not common. The and why here we worry about adultery if it's not common? The Titzvu, places they answer. The Ochak Haishinam say, here, when a man gets married and he finds it's open, we worry more. Why? She will not be with him a prohibition all his life. It's not a one-time deal. It's not a worry of one time. If she's prohibited, it's all his life again and again and again and again. Comes the Kent Astronomy as a deal. What's this deal? Kib said, the yesh ledactic. There is to be exact. Lama loikosvu, why places didn't write, and he will not be with a prohibition with her. Call Yom of all the days of his life. The Lama, why the thing depends on her. Let's talk about him. Toisha says, yes, she should not be sitting with him all her life. Talk about her. So why are you going to talk about him? If the Otakon is about him, right? Why Toisha talks about that the goal is that she will not be so talk about him? And not only that, I am the Gitin Chof, Nuken Toisha's there, Kosvu Toisha's Gitin 18, and Yutzanam base. The MS truly Shaloyer who be Surima. Kol Yomam. He will not be prohibition all his life. So we have two languages of Toisas. By us, Toisas use say the same answer. It talks about her, and then Toisas Git talks about him. So it could be both. We can say no. Him is not a problem because he has a rule of Sveika. She has a problem, but she knows the truth. He doesn't have a problem because he has the rules. Sveika is permitted. By being not him, her. Because the rules of Sveika doesn't apply to her. But she knows the truth, yes or no. You have to know, it's very, very important. Rules of Chazaka, status, Sveikas, come to the rabbi. This chicken's permitted or not. We use rules. Majority, Sveika, right? All that we don't know. But when you know, all those rules don't apply, right? You know the truth. In this case, it's the woman. So all those rules like say is only him. Oh, yes or no. So it's 50-50. Maybe yes or no. So we want to protect her. Maybe yes. You cannot be with a man. All right, with Esau. Even though she's silent or denies, I don't care. I don't know the truth. She's obviously is afraid. She got caught with her pants down. She said everything is okay. Suddenly she's not a virgin. Oh, I tell you the story, but it happened before. It's a rape story. So she's silent. Something's wrong here, right? So we worry. Maybe. But who says it's open? He said. Maybe he's lying. But we want to protect her. We want to protect. So the goal is her, according to this. So why, we won't say no. Why? In our places, it talks about her, and in places, Giti talks about him. Where Lichoira, the Mishnah subject is her, the Sulamithis. Doesn't say men marry a woman, virgins on Thursday. They say virgin gets married on Thursday. So this virgin, look the first word in the Pasuk. Virgin, the Sulam, virgin gets married on Wednesday. We're talking to the virgins. We're not talking about men marry virgins on Wednesdays.
Oh, it's good. Maybe he's trying to put gas in the gas tank. It's still all over the car. You don't know. Takes.
Right?
You don't
Maybe it's a
know.
dream. Maybe it's in a dream world. Right. So the Gemara says that we don't say that. There's a small to say that, but in most conclusion they say, my father used to say, to be with a woman, you don't need to go to university. So tell.
Say, you go to the bathroom, you don't need to be caught out. Figure it out.
Figure it out.
Figure it out.
To be with a woman, you figure it out. You don't have to do it. You used to go to all those preparation before classes. You need classes how to relate to a woman, but not how to be with a woman. You don't need classes. Figure it out. But she says, very deep, very serious.
Yeah.
And not only that, she used to say, the reason why about Shuba should learn Subas first, because we talk about the most serious subjects in the holy way. So fix our mind and our heart. Somebody all the time, all those subjects, be a joke, it is spooky, and a joke, and something, hitzus. No, it's very serious. Take it a very serious, holy way, and it cleans you out. Makes all the bad thoughts and jokes and spooky things become holy now. It's a holy thing. We can talk about clearly this. And my father used to say, a child asks Abba, what is Bia? What is it? Says Bia is a competition. So okay. He takes a fact, and a holy fact, and it becomes healthy. Instead of hiding from a child or the child anyhow speaks about it, speaks in a spooky, in a bad way, and not a holy way, speak a serious holy way. So when it's a Ravi, there's a Bia, snus. He thinks that in his mind, but he talking about a serious way, in a holy way, so then it makes him healthy. Becomes a healthy person. Becomes a holy person. It's an act of holiness. When you talk about, you take the situation about in a lachik in a holy way, then it cleans you up. It makes you holy. Very important. So it's a very important word. Makes a person holy. Fixes all the non-garbage, become holy. It's very useful. Okay. Anyhow, Venira Finus Daika. Comes the Chemda Shloim and he answers. The Shloimar al Pima the Kashir Lichoiro if you must he says this whole Mishnah, it's very hard, it's against the rules. If you look in the Ramah, in Yoredeh Siman Kufyud in Ilchois Staru voice, you're a rabbi, right? Rabbi Yoshua got tested, right? Siman Kufyud, we have rules. What the rules are, have a piece of meat. This is a double doubt if it's permitted now. What's the law? Even when I could clarify, I don't need to clarify. If I have a piece of meat, now double doubt it, but I have a way to clarify. I have to go this, that, and clarify. I don't need to. But it's permitted. I feel without checking. Let's say I have a fruit and I have a double down. Maybe there's worms there, right? Shake, maybe there's worms. I don't need to check. I don't need to check. I'm permitted without a checking. The only thing where I did saw, that's what I spoke about last week on Thursday, Shukroli, by eggs. By beitzim, and maybe there's blood there, even though there's a majority, there's fake we till the Ramos says, lechatchila person should check. And I'll explain from the small after his answer. It's the answer. I think that's the amkis, that's it. What if
you have a bag of dates?
Bag of dates, right.
Double suffix, that means 1 and 4.
Let's say you have a bag of dates and you ate one.
What do you ate 5? That means one of them is probably going to have something in it.
Okay. That's fake. If you have a case of yes, depends on how common it is. or you know, let's say at a bag of dates, and you know one of the dates had worms, okay? Or somebody tells you he doesn't remember if the date that he found worms was in your bag. There was one date with worms. Doesn't know if they put in your bag, and you ate one of those dates. It's double down, right? Then you don't know if that date went in, and if it went in, who says he took it? You took that one. So double down. You need to clarify or not. Doesn't matter. That's it. No, 2 dates. Okay, 2 dates. Yeah, there's 2 dates, and you ate one of the 2 dates, and one of those 2 maybe was the one that it's a doubt. Maybe they put that date into your bag. You have 2 dates in the bag. No, you have 2 dates in the bag. One of those dates maybe came from another bag that they found worms. But in all of that date went to that bag is one of the 2. So you have double down. Maybe it went in, and if it went, maybe he didn't touch it. The other one. So double down. Down the case of double down. What's the worms in your idea? Do you need a check for worms or not? No, you don't need a check. You can eat only one, not both bag. You don't know if the bag has. And only taking one. You only want to eat one. You only want to eat one. Yes, Rabbi, can I eat one of those? And maybe one of them has worms. No problem. No problem. It's a double down. You don't even need a check. So that's what the Rama says. No, without thinking, okay, it's living stuff. But there's some, those shittas are Rashi. It's Machloikes Rishonim. It's Rishonim. It's Machloikes Rishonim. How much, he says, well, he wants to hear the question, how much exertion? Checking with exertion, without exertion. That's it. But you have to see the Ramon. Let's see the Ramon Yoreh. You know what? Bring the Ramon Yoreh. See what Yoreh, you want our break. Yes. Inside, very important. This rules for worms, for bdikas chometz. You have double suffix. You don't need to check. You don't need to do active to look for mitzvahs. Ask a rabbi. Okay. Kufiyud is a very long simon. Find. If it's quick, I'll find it. Oh, here. Fake. יש עוד איזו הגענו שכל מוקרים ניסו עם כל מיני מצב הזה. אוקיי. This fake here. One second. Flax, get it. Bezat Hashem. Find it. See if it says which Steve.
Over here it says that Simon.
Simon confused.
With Sid.
Doesn't say which.
No, but
Here, show it. That's what it says. Doesn't say you don't have to exert. Simple. It says it's permitted. Fake. Okay. Fake. The Ramo says it's permitted. Yeah, but our age, we don't know where it came from. Arabs, Jews, organic. Yes. קראתי מאוחר. ואין פעם אחת צריך לרב סקטור, נכון? מישהו צריך ללכת? וואלה, שלחתי אותו בחץ. אמרתי שאנחנו נסדר פעם הבאה, נתחיל מ9:30. נסדר, תגיד לו את זה. עכשיו אמרנו, נתחיל מ9:30, אני אגמור בחץ.
You could say that the female.
Yes.
Sign right there, still. Doesn't have to. Don't have to check. Still.
Don't check, but there's no need to. If you didn't check, it's okay.
Still.
Yes. Okay. So let's continue on. Our time is limited. Okay, yes. But in a permanent Shulchan Aruch, in a Ramah. I just read the Ramah. It's fake is permitted. That's all. Good. It's chilukim. How much he says he don't need. He can kosher. If so, he says very hard. Al mashet so takes the kosher. What takes is answered the question al pi pirush Rashi. According to Rashi's explanation, they say Shia called the voice will come out. They avo edim and witnesses will come. Came and I was fake since it's a double down. Why do you have to come on to court? In order things will be clarified. Fake, behold by a double down. But you don't need to clarify. Stop. He says, I don't understand this whole takon. It's not what? That a voice will come out or will clarify, even if the edim come as fake. And now it's fake. The rule is I don't need to clarify. What do I need to exert myself to create edim to be clarified? Maybe they won't clarify, it would be for sure. He says, he didn't tell me, good. I don't need to do that. Right now it's a double down. I don't need to do anything. So why do I need to check? So we answered today. What do we answer? It's her. Maybe that's what he answered. And it's possible to split. He worry. Maybe if he won't come to court, truly that right now, if it doesn't come to court, you cannot clarify. However, it's possible. After some time, witnesses will come. The Ignai Badovo will be a disgrace. Leaving this woman so such a long time. This is not similar to any other double doubt. Is not standing to be clarified ever. Stop. What is he saying? Is the Chassav Sofer said double doubt that is always the whole life we might be, or it's not a normal double down, which is a majority because it's a week, because news has not come. Then he's saying something else more. He says double down that suddenly later on witnesses can pop on and clarify, be shame to the family that he or to him and her that he lived with her so many years. But since the Gnai, we worry. It's another svara. What? It's finished. But here it's that everybody you come out the street and you live with a woman for so many years. You know, there was a famous story in Muncie. One time, I have a yeshiva downstairs, the other side of Arzion. Yeshiva, you know Yeshiva. Ashivein. Yes, the yeshiva, that's anyhow, one runs it as Reb Shlomo as my student. And my brother Reb Shlomo used to teach them for years. Stop. They had to decide here or there. Anyhow, get back there. Rabbi Schultz has taught them for years. Anyhow, rabbis in the yeshiva. Now one rabbi is still there. It's a kibbutz. There's guys that went to Bak Radim. They know Rak Radim. Women like this, I don't know, so they're not functioning. So we like a kind of rehab that we force them to go to work. They must go to work. They want to stay there. But they have to learn an hour a day, half an hour a day, something like that. Musa, there's that. So we basically try to reduce the what? Remember it's good because not here. Inside here, get the damage. Put them on the other side. It's very good for them because that at a house on a tree. You saw that? The tree. You ever saw that? It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And I always say that the Reb Shlomo Hanan is one of the 36 Stammer of Tzaddikim. He's Moiser Nefesh. Because they save those kids at the Moiser Nefesh. You don't get big here, you got learning and his wisdom. You feel the Rosh Hashiva, the rabbi feels good. Then you have to deal with gutter kind of, you know. And there's nobody appreciates that. It's really saving lives. Right? It's saving lives. A big tzaddik. Very big tzaddik.
Just be looking about.
Yes, I got him a camera. This is a whole story. Bottom line is, so I wanted to say is that sometimes I used to do it if it was Chodesh. I'd actually do it family called it. Yeah, but what I wanted to say was, what? So we're sitting there, and suddenly the car stops. They drive up there from the bottom, and about 5, 6 Hasidim jump out, and suddenly a guy, one of the guys, run away. What out there? What's going on? He was an older guy, maybe 35 or 40 years old. And he says, "Can I stay here?" I says, "No, you can't." He says, "I will help you. I'll clean the place, and I will learn Torah." Okay, they had mercy. We gave him there. What happened was he had a store in Monsey, and found out for about 10 years he was selling meat for all Monsey, non-kosher meat as a conscious stand. Famous story. He ran to Israel. He thought being there, nobody would catch him, right? Somehow they found out about it, and they wanted to beat the hell out of him. Ran out there, what? They didn't catch him, ran away. Physically, ran. Famous story in America, but nobody knows the story in Israel. This part of the story. Okay? What? Right? Anyhow, that was the story. So, Taisa says that the biggest disgrace is food not kosher comes to a person's body. Even tzaddikim, Hashem protects them not to stumble in food. Because food comes part of his biggest disgrace. Here, this is the punishment to say. The biggest disgrace is everybody knows that you had a cohabitation, close relation with a woman constantly, every day with Esau later on. So things fake that later on can be clarified and to be known that you live with a woman for a long time. He says, Gnai. It's a shame. That's what the rabbis got about. Really, the rules of fake is more. But it's a double down. But what we say, being with her all the time, he's adding a little bit more. Not being all the time, since it could be clarified, it's a gnai. It's a shame. That's when you let clarify. I want to explain this concept. You have 3 more minutes and I'll explain this concept. What? Yes, support Rashi. He's saying maybe you know why here we need to clarify because this can be clarified by itself. It'll be a big disgrace. That's why here we worry. And a little bit after the parentheses, I'll explain a little bit more. However, you can make a very simple split. When you don't need to clarify by a double down, normally I don't worry for that side of Isu because you have majority, 79%. I don't worry for that side. There's only one side of Isu, majority no Isu. Even though it's in probability, not in probability, in possibility, not probability, you can really do part of Isu. Because we don't worry for that part side. Even if it were possible. So, if he asks the rabbi, what I need to act, there's no prohibition in this action because he can rely. Since the door he can like to permit. However, and so that's right, I don't need to clarify. You know why I need to clarify? Because of her. That's his big finish. Until now, we said Seika maybe by itself will be clarified, right? And it's Kanai for a long period of time. He's saying the whole season. That's not enough because he's permitted, even though later on we did. Okay, later on we find out that she did an issue, but I didn't do anything wrong. I follow the rules. Seika. What's the problem? I'm her. Later on we find out she did an issue all of those acts. That's what we don't want. Not him. It's okay? That's what he says. Oh, well, if he's a bedin of them, he said they're according to the laws of the mission. It's true from his side. He must fake. He doesn't need to clarify by fake because he's allowed. We don't say fake need to clarify. You don't need to clarify. He might fake like the Ramah, not like all those smokers of the law that you need to clarify. Because fake is forever, and it's not a good fake is right, and it's a big disgrace. Now the rule says no disgrace. He knows it. He follow rules. The whole smokers will be clarified, will be disgraced, and as many times. There's no many times. Many times you do an issue. It's only her, but she knew about all that time. He. She, her soul knows very clear, even with there's a side of his issue that she's not allowed to be with him. I can't tell if I'm sure that we need to clarify for her. Ooh, so we didn't really say what is all smart. He's not allowed to be with a woman all his life that she's prohibited. That's not true. It's fake. He's been today. We want him. We say, okay, fake. It's been minute, but it's all his life. Do a little bit of exertion, and if you have a way to clarify, clarify. That's true. Even if I have a way to clarify, I don't need to, because I'm allowed to be with. That's the law. They say you're right, but still you didn't clarify. That was the and it's not a good fake, and that was their thing. Then it comes a whole new thing. It says no, it's not. It's not a problem. Fake. The law is okay. There is opinion. You need to clarify, but the law is not a halacha, and I can fit Rashi in halacha because it's not a worry of him; it's a worry of her. And her, she cannot use those rules. Let's say later on you find out that she lived all those years within prohibition. She cannot walk around with a hand, clean hands, but she knew all the time the truth. Then you come with a car, you want to beat her up. She did something wrong. But if later on find out that she did a community, and he says, my hands are clean, all those years, I was allowed to be with her because those are the rules. The problem is what? Her. Kamina, we ain't one in. What's enough Kamina? 12 months are up. Since the problem is her, there's have to pay her. The 12 months out on Thursday, on Friday, you have to pay her. But the dakon is him or her, it's her. Because him is fake, it doesn't need for the gosh. Okay, very good. Review the God of the please. Now we have good. But the subject matter of her him. Now we answer good thing. Subject matter hit her. She's allowed to follow the rules. Everything is okay. It's her. Please.
Showing you also
On camera. Which, it's recording. Yeah. Did you like more yesterday's or today's?
Both of them.
Sit there.
Right, this one went over was like an eagle going over the path. The first one is like, I'm a man walking the path. And I can't tell if it's about watching the journey or seeing the beautiful scenery. And I think this is answered to me in Pre-K Apples when it says, if you're studying and you look at a beautiful tree, then you have guilt for your soul. Or you say, my, how beautiful a tree this is. You have guilt for your soul. But now that I said it out loud, I don't know if that answers anything. It doesn't. I don't. There's a different connection. You like both for different reasons. Kevin, what's up? You want to join us for Kasubos? You want to join us for studying Kasubos? Are you doing the judge thing still? The judging? Judging?